What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another video. First of all, relax. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Why am I wearing a stethoscope? I never wear a stethoscope in my videos, and you're right, I've never worn one. But here's the thing. First of all, med students wear stethoscopes. Like, this is normal, you know. It's not weird. And second of all, I kind of need a thumbnail for my YouTube videos, and I'm not like famous enough to make my own like custom thumbnails, or else I would have like taken a picture. So I kind of have to like wear this. Just bear with me, all right? I think I look good, whatever. Yeah, today's video is how to answer any medical school interview question. And I mean any question they ask you. If you stick to this rule, you will be able to answer any question. And I know most of you are either taking your MCAT or like not thinking about taking your MCAT until next year or something. Interview season has just ended, and you're probably not going to be in your interviews until earliest, like, fall of 2018. So you're not going to be having interviews anytime soon. But this kind of goes for any aspect of your pre-med or your medical career. You're going to have a lot of interviews. You're going to have interviews for research. You're going to have interviews for, even jobs that you get, volunteer work, etc., etc. So this goes for all of it. And like I said, when it comes to answering questions for these interviews, there's only one rule that you need to follow, and this will literally make you ace every single interview that you do in your career. This rule, and it's going to sound pretty easy, is to stay calm and to not panic, okay? When you go to a med school interview, and I'm telling you this from experience, they're gonna ask you really, really hard questions. And I mean, they're gonna ask you questions that are like completely backhanded to the point where they're just like awkward, and you're not gonna know what to do. And the thing is, you have to remember, when you're going to these med school interviews and you're sitting in the chair, if they give you your acceptance, I mean, you're pretty much going to become a doctor at that point, unless you slack off or like you drop out. These are like this is the future generation of doctors. So when they're asking you these questions, they're thinking, in the future, you're going to be like working in hospitals and you're going to have patients, and they're having like a STEMI and their vitals are everywhere. And they want to know, in that situation, are you going to panic or are you going to stay calm, think objectively, and solve the issue? So that's why they ask you these questions. They don't really care about if the answer is correct or not, because like most of the time, there's not really a right answer. They just want to see how you react in the situation, whether you stay calm and stay collected, and you're able to kind of reason through, the answers that you're thinking about and kind of give them a proper answer that's kind of, it's backed up by, how you think, how you're feeling. So, when you're answering the questions, you want to be calm. They still want to hear an answer. So you don't want to be in a situation where they ask you a question and, their question is like some ethical question about, some patient is they're easily treated, but, their family's saying kind of don't be invasive. And, what do you do in that kind of situation? You don't want to just like, you don't want to be explicit about it, okay? Be calm, but be calm implicitly, okay? Not explicitly. So when they ask you a question like that, you don't just be like, okay, I'm just chilled out, bro. Like, I'm just like, I'm just calmed down. You don't want to say it, okay? You want to give them a distinctive answer with distinct reasons why you're giving that answer, but you want to explicitly be calm, okay? I'm talking like your body language, your tone of voice. You don't want to be like super anxious about it. And one thing that's really important is like when they ask you a question, you're not going to reply right away. You're going to have to think about it. And when you're thinking about it, what you want to do is, a lot of people think and they look up and they start doing this, but you don't want to do that, because when you look up, it looks like you're looking for answers. Okay. When you're thinking for the answers, look down. Okay. So look at the difference. If you ask me a question and it's a hard question and I start doing this, it looks like I don't really have an answer and I'm trying to think of something really fast. But if you ask me a question and I do this to you and I'm doing this, it looks like I already know a few answers. I'm just siphoning through them and I'm about to answer it for you. So look down. That's something that I learned. And just stay calm. You don't like fiddle your thumbs too much when they ask you a question. Even if you're in your mind, you're panicking, you're like, damn, like I don't know how to answer this question. The answer is to stay calm. Literally, that's the answer. Give them, even if you don't believe in the answer that you're giving, even if you give them some answer and you're like, I don't know if I completely agree with what I'm saying, what you want to do is to like convince them that this is how you think, and you give them reasons, and even if you're not 100% in your mind, you have to let them know that you're 100% on that answer. You have to be super objective. You have to like back your answers up and just stay calm in the situation, because they're trying to see how you react in a difficult situation, and if you stay calm and if you stay collected, they'll know that you're ready to become a doctor. And one important thing to remember is these interviews, they're not like testing your knowledge, so they're asking you questions, but you already took your MCAT, so those kind of questions, you already answered it. They already know you're a smart kid. They already know that you know the answers to these science questions. What they're testing you for is your behavior, literally how you act, how you react, what your thinking pattern is like, how you react to certain situations. That's what they want to test. So when they ask you a question, just don't even like focus too much on giving them the right answer, because most of the time there isn't one. What you want to do is focus on letting them know that this question is nothing to you. Literally, you've been in way worse situations and you can take much worse than this, and just give them an answer and stick with that answer and give them a bunch of reasons and just stay calm. And literally, if you stick to that rule, you will be able to ace any interview you go into. With that being said, though, you still wanna go into your interview having some answers to like the general questions, and these are questions like, tell me who you are, why do you want to become a doctor, why did you choose this school, what are your biggest strengths and weaknesses, and these questions, you want to have answers to them, and you don't want to have like specific like word for word like paragraphs memorized in your head. You just want to have like a general idea. What am I going to say? Just kind of basic points that you want to get on, because you don't want to sound like a robot. But at the same time, these are questions that a lot of these schools ask, and you don't want to be completely just like confused as to what your answer is. Um, and one last like extra little tip that I have is at the end of your interview, uh, literally every single time at the end of your interview, the interviewer is going to ask you, do you have any questions for me? Okay, and your answer to that question is yes, I have so many questions for you. You don't want to sit there and just be like, yeah, no, I'm done, whatever, I got everything I needed. When they ask you, do you have any questions, I want you to like throw like a million questions at their face. Okay, and the reason for that is because when you ask them a bunch of questions, you look more interested and you look more engaged, not only in the school but like just in medicine and like in that person, and it kind of establishes a stronger connection between you and the interviewer. They're gonna ask you to ask them a question, and you want it to be a question that's like, it's not like general information. You want it to be very specific and something you can't just like go online and find. I would stick to questions like, where do you think the school is going to go in 5 years? Usually they do a tour before you give your interviews. Just be like, yeah, I did the tour and I saw the school. How do you think it's going to change when I'm here? Or, how do you think, where do you think the direction of the curriculum is going? Questions like, you can ask them like, for me, this medical school is, top tier in its research, and I think the research is the strongest program they have. What do you think is the strongest point of this medical school? Ask them questions that get you more engaged in that school and make you seem more interested in that school, because in that way you're kind of like, you're letting them know that you're really interested in that person, in the school, in the area, and that gives you big, big, big points, because they want you, when they're interviewing you, they want you to, they want that school to be your top school. They don't want to think that the school that you're interviewing at is like your second, third choice. No, that you got to make it seem like this is the school I want to go to. Like, this is where I've been wanting to go. Even if it's not, you want to make it seem like it is. And if it is, it shouldn't be too hard. But they want you to be super interested and just super focused. So just keep asking questions until your time runs out, until you kind of gauge the conversation kind of ending, and then just thank them for your time, or for their time. And yeah, just stay calm. Honestly, the number one tip: just stay calm, stay collected. Um, but yeah, honestly, that's all you really need to do for the med school interviews. Again, I wanna wish you guys good luck studying for the MCAT. I know a lot of you people are getting into that now. with applications opening up in June. You know, it's a exciting time, but it's a nerve-wracking time. Any questions that you have, I've been getting a lot of questions. I answer every single one of them. Just ask me, comment down below, DM me on my Instagram, I'll answer you. Like the video, share the video. I'm glad you guys stuck around with me with the stethoscope on. You know, hopefully I get the thumbnail, by the way. I don't want to just like, that's why I had to wear it the whole time. But anyways, yeah, I actually I have my second look at UVA coming up tomorrow, so I'm gonna go to that, so I'm pretty excited for that. But yeah, stay tuned. I got more videos coming up, specifically focused on the MCAT, because that's the season that we're in. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you for watching. Take care. Stethoscope off.